Just really friendly.
Are there any tricks to being incognito?
No, we're not trying to be incognito.
Okay.
Different chapter. Being a parent matters so much to my husband. Being a parent matters so much to me.
When do you feel the least Duchess of Sussex?
Oh my God. Sitting here eating a smash burger with you being asked these questions. I just want people to know that I'm a real person.
Meghan may have been known as the Queen of Cringe, but now she seems to have upgraded her title to the Great Queen of Contradiction. Meghan sat down with Bloomberg for what she clearly thought would be her big comeback moment, but instead, the interview backfired in the worst way possible. For a full 46 minutes, she was lying like her life depended on it, exposing her own contradictions left and right. She literally used her own words to tear herself apart. So let's break down the 7 biggest lies Meghan told during that interview. Number 6 will leave your jaw on the floor. The first contradiction will make you wonder if Meghan thinks we're children. She claimed she's a little bit vintage, that she's not caught up with technology. She even said she doesn't use Siri, location services, or modern apps. She painted herself as someone who prefers handwritten notes and a simple lifestyle.
I'm shocked. I'm a little bit vintage in many ways because I'm from a time capsule of handwritten notes and putting a stamp on a letter and mailing it. And it's not something that is part of my day-to-day, but you have to imagine Siri's not on my phone. I don't have location services. There are things like that that I'm not caught up in the day-to-day tech things that most people are. But yeah, I'm sure it will end up being a part of our life in some capacity. How could it not?
But here's where it all falls apart. Meghan just launched a direct-to-consumer lifestyle brand that relies entirely on technology. Social media, e-commerce, SEO marketing, logistics, these are the pillars of her business. How exactly is she running all that if she's tech clueless? And then, she admitted she uses Instacart all the time, proving she does rely on apps. To top it off, she bragged that she's returning to Instagram and even revealed she's investing in tech companies and AI startups.
Coming back on Instagram was a really big decision, but also it's just been joyful. And I'm really intentional in using it as a platform to share joy and to have fun as well. And so I get to play and explore.
Only Meghan knows why she pretends to be vintage and far from technology. The second contradiction is just as messy. Meghan claimed that she and Harry live a normal life in Montecito. She painted this picture of date nights, drinks with friends, being out in the community, and not hiding from anyone. She wanted us to believe she's just another neighbor living the dream.
And obviously this is a quieter town. Can you actually get a drink in peace?
Yes,
Yeah.
we go out a lot. I love it. I go out with my girlfriends for dinner and lunches, and obviously my husband and I have a lot of date nights because it's important. But yeah, we go out a lot in our community, in Montecito and in Santa Barbara, and people are just really friendly.
But then, she flipped the script and complained that she was trapped. And if she had total anonymity, she would go grocery shopping every day.
What would you do?
I would go grocery shopping every day. I miss grocery shopping so much, though I'm very much on Instacart. I would do.
Girl, you just said you go out all the time, just go grocery shopping. So which one is it? Either she's living that perfect normal life or she's trapped and missing out. Both can't be true, and Meghan somehow managed to contradict herself in the same breath. The third lie feels almost insulting. Meghan says she grew up clipping coupons and living paycheck to paycheck.
But I grew up clipping coupons. I grew up looking for deals and the sale rack. I always worked. I mean, my first job was when I was 13 at a frozen yogurt shop.
But then she admitted she was saving up for a baby fat designer shirt. Anyone who remembers baby fat back in the day knows those clothes weren't cheap. How does someone barely making ends meet have money for designer fashion? On top of that, Meghan went to Northwestern University, one of the most expensive private schools in the country. You don't just end up there without serious financial backing. Real poverty stories don't look like that. The fourth contradiction was all about pantyhose. Meghan said wearing them as a royal was a shocking and outdated rule. She even claimed she hadn't seen pantyhose since the 80s.
I had to wear nude pantyhose all the time. Let's be honest, that was not very myself. I hadn't seen pantyhose since movies in the 80s when they came in the little egg. That felt a little bit inauthentic, but that's a silly example. But it is an example of when you're able to dress the way you want to dress.
But let's not forget, she starred in Suits for 7 years, where her wardrobe required business attire, including pantyhose. On top of that, she ran a fashion blog, proving she was very familiar with style trends. So why lie? Simple. It was an exaggeration designed to paint her as the victim of outdated royal traditions. The fifth lie exposed her love for inflated numbers. Meghan bragged that her lifestyle brand sold out in 44 minutes after launch.
As ever is also cooking. Just had another launch.
Yes.
The rosé sold out also in less than an hour.
44 minutes. I was shocked.
And then claimed the second batch, which was 10 times larger, sold out within hours.
So then we prepped for the second seasonal drop and 10x'd our inventory and thought for sure that would at least last for a couple weeks. That sold out in a couple hours.
That already sounded suspicious, but then she pushed it further, saying conversations had shifted from thousands of jars to millions.
From at the start of this year talking about a few thousand jars and lids to we need to do a purchase order of 1 million. And that's a huge jump in just a few months of starting a business.
And the plan is to go global.
Yes, absolutely.
Millions of luxury jam? That's not how niche brands scale. If her claims were even remotely true, social media would have been buzzing with viral posts and TikTok trends. But it wasn't. The numbers didn't add up, which makes it clear she was either inflating sales or confusing wholesale projections with reality. Now, let's get to contradiction number 6, and this one is a bombshell. Meghan wants us to believe she's this independent boss lady building her empire from scratch. She even claimed Netflix is just her partner, telling her, "This is your baby, your brand."
Oh, Netflix is my partner and investor.
The Netflix of it all. You have a really unique relationship with them. How does it work? Like, take us behind the curtain.
Sure.
Who has the last word?
Creatively, they very graciously said, no, this is your baby and this is your brand. So all creative decisions and final decisions like that end up with me.
She insisted it's all her vision and decisions. But then she slipped. She admitted that Netflix is actually connecting her with suppliers, manufacturers, and their consumer products division. Basically, they're handling everything behind the scenes. So, how much of a CEO is she really? It looks a lot more like Meghan is just the face of the brand, licensing her name while pretending to be the mastermind. And then, the worst possible timing, days after this interview, it came out that Netflix had quietly downgraded her and Harry's deal to a simple first-look agreement.
Netflix announced that following its initial 5-year, $100 million deal with Harry and Meghan, they've signed a reportedly far less lucrative first-look deal, similar to the Obamas.
So the mega partnership she bragged about doesn't really exist anymore. Either she knew and wasn't honest, or she didn't know, which makes her look clueless about her own business. Either way, it's a disaster. Finally, lie number 7, Meghan's act that she doesn't read the press. She swore she avoids negative coverage to protect her mental health and claims she's totally zen, disconnected from the noise.
And I think from my standpoint, that's why I don't look at it. It would be very hard to see anything about yourself that isn't true. But equally...
But then, she revealed detailed knowledge of critiques about her Netflix show, SEO strategies, and even how clickbait makes money.
Because it's fun, clickbait has a huge financial implication. And so if I'm part of an SEO and that gets them more clickbait, then yes, they're incentivized to churn out as many stories, false or damaging or whatnot, to feed the beast because that's paying them. And I think a lot of people forget the economic element of it.
That's not detachment, that's obsession. And the biggest giveaway came when she was asked about critics calling her show trad wife content.
Though, would it be lovely to go and churn your own butter? Sure, maybe. I don't have time for that. I don't have time for that. And I don't think you get an extra gold star if you do that. So for me, a lot of it is how do you show up thoughtfully? I don't have time to make dinner every night. I wish I did. I don't have time for that. I'm great at ordering takeout and plating it beautifully.
She is great at ordering takeout and plating it beautifully. If plating takeout is a skill, then I'm basically a brain surgeon. So there you have it, 7 lies ripping giant holes in Meghan's story. Meghan thought no one would notice, but she exposed herself in ways no critic ever could. Which lie shocked you the most? Let us know in the comments, and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. See you in the next video.